What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be playing some Boros, but it's going to look a little bit different, but kind of like another deck because it's going to be Boros Discard. Something we don't see too much of, but this version might actually work. So we're going to start the list with some Helping Hand because, well, we're going to be discarding stuff to the graveyard, so getting it back should be pretty nice. We have a couple of Grease Wrench Goblin because this is another way to discard and pump a creature, which is super good. Of course, Marauding Mako because if you're discarding, this just makes sense. Couple of Torture Towers, because again, we could sacrifice stuff to get a little extra out of this, and maybe Helping Hand gets them back. We have a couple of Get Lost to help with removal. Of course, we're going to be playing Cool But Rude, so we can discard and draw and deal some extra damage. Fear of Missing Out, so maybe we get some extra attack steps. Inti to also discard and let us draw. And we're getting to play Hardened Academic. Now, we see this in the Mardu version, so obviously it makes sense here. We're going to also try Joshua, Phoenix's Dominant. This is a card you don't see too often, but here it's actually a 3/4 for 3. We get to discard up to 2 cards and draw that many. Obviously can be very powerful, especially since we're playing Monument to Endurance. Every time we discard, we get to trigger and get some cool abilities. So yeah, this should be a fun one. Pretty straightforward list. We'll see how it works. But before we do that, I gotta remind you, if you're gonna be buying any Magic cards, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. That's TOAMagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON, which is DRAGN, while you're shopping over there. It'll save you 5% on whatever you buy. They'll appreciate it, and I'll appreciate it. But alright, let's go see if this different version of discard monument stuff can get some wins. Okay. Let's keep it. Play the Grease Wrench Goblin. This is weird. Against control, I don't know how this is going to work out for us. If it works out for us, honestly. Deep Cavern Bat. Well, you have one thing that's worth getting, which is Torch the Tower. I was going to say, you can't really take anything else. I mean, you can. It's just a bad idea. Yeah, we just attack. Get down a monument. End the turn. Thing is, they don't know about second monuments. Sure. That's a intriguing card. Oh, and we drew a Cool But Rude. Alright, I think we just go second monument. And then we attack. And I'm going to discard. Ooh, man, probably Cool But Rude, weirdly. And then I'm going to draw with the first one. Oh, I did that backwards. I wanted to see what we were going to get first. I guess I'll just draw with both of them. Alright, not bad. Like, we could discard the land if we want to. Also, if we just block with the creature, we can get the creature back, which isn't terrible. Yeah, sure, it gains vigilance. You got it. Abigail, sure. We block. Discard. Land. Let's make a treasure. Draw a card. Oh, a Cool But Rude is actually interesting. Okay. Well, now. We could play Cool But Rude. What does this do? Whenever you cast a creature spell, it becomes prepared. And then you put counters on something. Alright, sure. Let's... Let's discard a card. Let's make a treasure. And then let's draw. Okay, so we have 5 mana. We could get a 6th mana if we really needed it. But what I'm thinking is we could get rid of Bat. We can torch Abigail by getting rid of a treasure. And then still be able to helping hand something. So yeah. Let's go draw. Treasure. Ah, and another cool but rude. Okay. Well, that's a thing, I guess. Sack one of those. Golly, really? Then we'll get back a Deuter. It is tapped. So, you know, in case that matters. And then end the turn. Yep, you got it. Hey, I just want to pop in right quick because I'm sure there's some people watching going, you could have just killed him with Monument. Like, yeah, but the deck was new and I was trying to just mess around and find different interactions and see what I could do with the cards that were in my hand. And I wanted to get rid of their stuff. But yes, we could have already won with Monument. So just want to put that out there. We totally know this and see this. But some of this is me just getting tunnel vision and wondering like, hey, let me learn all the cards and do what everything does. And then we'll worry about winning. We weren't really at risk of losing anyway. Fortunately, we're at 20 life, so Dark Leo and Shredder can do whatever it is they're going to do. Rouse Eric, you got it. Make me discard? I mean, you can get back a Deep Cavern Bat. That does a thing. Nope, they're going to Surveil. I probably would have gotten a Bat. Making us discard, obviously, is not the right choice when we're holding or have double Monument. Yeah, you got it. Make you a ninja or whatever it is you do. I'm gonna juice a ninja. Alright, another Dark Leo, that's fine. We're gonna get a treasure and a card, I think. And then we're just going to start dealing damage. Don't really need this. This is fine. We're just going to go damage, damage. And then get them on our turn. Because we can just discard. Yep, kind of an uneventful way to win, but does the job. You know, I was thinking about the lands, and we just can't have the 2 Restless Bivouacs and the 4 Sundown Pass, mostly because we have to be playing stuff on 1 and 2, and just having these lands just not cooperate is just going to be bad. Problem is, I don't know how many, like, maybe 1 Sundown Pass. And then, how many lands do we have otherwise? So that's 21, 20, oh goodness. More red than white that we need early. So like, maybe that gives us 23? Do I just go another mountain? Yeah, alright, probably. Sure, we'll see if that works. Oh. Okay. Funny that I drew a Restless Bivouac and a Sunbill of Verge here. But it's at least not a Sundown Pass. This is interesting. I was going to say, if they played a 1 mana thing, I think I would have attempted to torch something. But now I just have to see if they have a counter. Like, if you do, you do. Congrats. A bounce spell even? Nope, it's just an opt. Okay, that's not terrible. So we can level up Cool But Rude and still have Torch available. I like that. Kind of wanted to get the Bivouac down this turn. Alright, let's attack, see what the opponent does. That's 3 damage, so sure. Well, I guess I should have waited on playing a land. I could have played the Bivouac anyway. Oh, this is just Izzet control pile. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of not fun. Alright, so... I guess this is just what we're doing. And then we just have to find ways to discard, I guess. And hope they don't get countered. It's going to be a rough go, y'all. And keeping up mana for the Torch of Tower is just bad here. Because other than killing a random monk token, it's not going to do much. Hey, there's an Eddy Merc Crab. Look at that. And all we drew are lands. That sucks. Well, the bad part is we weren't likely to win anyway. So are we supposed to just take Monument and try to play that and see if we can win? I mean, I guess I could torch or get lost the opponent's creature. I mean, that's something. Alright. I mean, we may just have to live on the back of this Cool But Rude. And just see if that's enough to get there. Oh, no. Yeah, Uharis is going to get us. We're going to have to give up one of the Cool But Rudes. Probably going to be the one that we already juiced up. Alright, we have to go for it, right? Because, like, if they have the card, they just have the card. Sack the one we've already used to search. Okay, they didn't have it. Fantastic. That's wild, though. I don't think we've seen it with Eddy Merc Crab in there. I don't hate that, actually. Level this up. Get back the one creature we've drawn. Pass the turn. Keeping a card that so we can discard something later. Sleight of hand. Go in digging. I mean, we can still lose to a lot of things, even at 20. We played a version of that deck with the Uharis, and we were one-shotting people. It's kind of crazy. Okay, we'll see how you feel about it. Would you like to counter this? No, they would not. Sure. Eddy Merc Crab, you got it, I guess. I'm gonna go and just level up now. What helps us get more cards? Probably just Monument, right? Just straight up. Oh, I guess I had to discard it random. Well, didn't get to keep it. I guess in that regard, I probably should have got a creature, but it's all good. Maybe we'll get to hold our Grishwinch Goblin. That would be great. Flow State's a good card. What's wild is the only way they attack here is if they have, like, attack plus fling, which they might. But otherwise, I don't think you would risk attacking. Okay, so they must have some type of defensive card. Otherwise, an attack there just sounds insane. I was going to say, you got to have something, right? Or this is going to be nutso. Another cool but rude. Look at that. All right. I mean, Mize. What do we gamble to try to get? Another cool but rude? I mean, that could get us there. Or we just take Fear of Missing Out because guaranteed discard spell. Alright. Alright, if they get the cards, we lose. If not, we win. We're only at 13. They only have to find 7 damage. And some combination of creature plus Wild Ride could also get us. Man, this is going to be a close one. It's going to be so tight. Okay. And they have a Wild Ride? If so, we just lose. If they're going to tap one creature to Wild Ride the other creature, that doesn't kill us, I don't think. Even 2 Wild Rides would just be 12. Alright, this is it. Do they have a counter for the Fear of Missing Out? If no... Oh no, even then that'd only be 4 damage. That wouldn't be enough anyway. Okay, so we... do this, pay for the cool but rude. How do we go about this? I think we just do the first one. See what we find. Alright, that's not terrible. And then we play the other one. Discard the other cool but rude. Put them to 2. And then just play the Inti. So now they have to play another crab and get rid of something for us to lose. And they have to play at least another blocker to not die. Man, this game was way tight. And they drew... Did they draw all of their boomerangs? No, we saw 3 of them. 3 boomerangs, 2 wild rides. Man, they drew pretty well. Alright. Still doesn't get us dead, though. And all we have to do is find a way to discard a card. If they attack, they lose. Oh, no, but we attack with the Inti, we discard anyway. So, yeah, I don't think they have an out. Their out is attack and hope we block. Yeah, alright. Cool. Yeah, that was a really close finish. This kind of goes to show as well how many different ways you can play Izzet decks. Because this is like a weird hybrid of like 3 of the other versions. So there's infinite ways. So it's tough because like we see Izzet and everybody goes, oh, I'm so tired of it. But like it feels like there's 5 different versions. Oh boy. I am going... Wow, what are we going to do with this? I think I'm going to mulligan on the draw. Don't know if that's good or bad. Oh, usually when it starts out with something like that, we're looking at a sign of shenanigans. We'll see, though. There is a sheltered Bygo, sure. That's a very aggressive shelter. But I don't hate that they did it either. I'm going to go ahead and just discard. They're obviously playing aggressive. We don't need to take any more damage. And unfortunately, we just drew a land. That's so bad for us. And a Perilous Snare. Where'd that even come from? Alright, well, all your stuff's exiled, so this helping hand does nothing right now. Alright, Inti. I guess you're next to get exiled. Probably with the Seam Rip. If I were guessing. because apparently that's the opponent's plan right now. Ah, Schooner, there you go. Old school in it. Hadn't seen a Schooner in a second. I still like that card. I play it in a few decks every now and again. Okay. So if we attack with NT, they're just going to block with the Schooner. So let's go ahead and just play a Mako. Bonus deck's pretty wild. And because they have the Lantern, our helping hand's kind of limited. This could be bad for us. They also have a creature land they can attack with. Like, yeah, there's a lot of bad things going on right now. We definitely need like a cool but rude or something to get some extra value. Maybe? Opponent just... I wouldn't be upset if you just sacked that to draw a card. Okay, cool. So now there's some combinations where it's worth it to attack with NT, let NT die, and get it back with a helping hand. Which didn't exist a second ago. But a Spyglass Siren changes things a little bit. Alright, you got it. Alright, this is where you can attack. They chose not to. Okay, this hand is actually pretty interesting. So let's attack. Since we technically have 2 discards available. Not even technically, I mean, we have 2 discards available. And then I'm just going to juice up NT. Okay. Then we'll see how the opponent chooses to block before we discard and put counters anywhere else. Sure. Alright, so we're going to let Josh just kick the bucket. And then we get to kill both of the opponent's creatures. No, we only get to kill one of them. Darn it. I did my math wrong. That's okay, though. So, actually, we could still play Josh if we wanted to. Or do we want an NT instead? Because I could also get back another Marauder, play NT. That's probably stronger. Let's do that. Oh, no, 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 I did it wrong. Oh, I needed to spin the mana. I needed to play the land first. Ah, that sucked. That was bad. That was really bad. Alright, you got it. Man, that was such a dumb mistake. I needed that other creature on the battlefield. Yeah. You got it. I'm just not blocking. That misplay is probably going to be what does us in anyway. Yeah, no blocks. You can just put us away in 2 turns. Yeah, Mako's not going to be enough, I don't think. Do we just attack? Alright. Let's, I guess, just discard the helping hand, because it's almost irrelevant. Fear of missing out's kind of nice here. I'm just thinking, like, if I discard the Mako, it doesn't do as much as having it as a blocker right now, I don't think. So the play is just Mako, fear of missing out, and then just hope something happens where we're not dead. That card does not help us. Yep, there's a big old Krang. Gonna draw some cards. Yeah, even if I'd have made that play, I think the opponent's draw was just good enough to get rid of us here. Ah, and a Reliquary. Yeah, opponent just drew it all. Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah, I mean, there's really not much we can do. I mean, tried to find some answers. Best we're gonna do is block. Take 3 in the air. I don't even know what our plan is at the moment. Like, we just die in 2 turns. Actually, we're dead next turn anyway, right? Because they just attacked with flyers. 3, 4. Oh, that's 6, I guess. Oh, Sunpillow Verge doesn't do anything here. All right, well, we got to try to find something. So, let's see. Oh, no. Man. Yeah, GG's. We just drew too many land there. Yeah, that was a rough one. Like, we just hit a stretch where we were holding on to a helping hand that didn't really do much, and then we drew Mako land on the key turns. Actually, I think we drew a land before that, actually, and then we got the Josh, which we didn't get to play. Though in hindsight, I guess getting Joshua could have mattered, and we could have blocked a Schooner a little better. I don't know. But yeah, opponent drew very well there. They deserve the win. All right, we keep it and see what we can do. All right, go, little goblin, go. On human. Oh, this is Reanimator piles. Sure. Alright, so I guess I have to figure out if we can win faster with Cool But Rude or Hardened Academic attacking. I think it's got to be like this. And because I don't see us getting 2 Cool But Rudes online. But we could, like, Mako, play Hardened Academic, discard something, and just see where that gets us. Okay, they didn't have a land. That buys us a turn. That's actually really big. Oh, we have a different problem. We only have 1 red land. That's really bad. Crap. Alright. I guess we do what we gotta do. Discarding Monument? Putting an artifact in the graveyard? Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to play the Mako anyway. Alright, and they didn't find a land. Good for us. Alright. Wow, 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 wow. You know, because they're playing the silly Reanimator deck, I don't feel bad getting that win. They got stuck on lands, but we couldn't play more than 1 spell a turn, so fair is fair, I guess. But I think on that turn, we were just going to probably play the Academic, play the Mako, get in there, see what happens, and then next turn, Cool But Rude and put it away. But yeah, little bit rough. A little bit rough. But you take those, even when your opponent gets bad draws, they still count in the win column, I guess. Okay, we'll keep this. Hopefully our stuff doesn't get exiled left and right. You know the amusing thing is? We just attack here because they're not going to block with the Llanowar Elf. Even if they do, we have a helping hand, so whatever. like, let's do it. And then here comes Badger Mole into something. And another Badger Mole. Great. So are we just dead next turn? This is tough because we're almost priced in to have to destroy. Actually, you know what? This actually works. Hold on a second. Let's attack. Because again, they're not going to do anything to a Badger Mole. I guess I could have got another point in pre-combat. Because I could have discarded, done the helping hand before we attack. But 'tis what it is. I missed out on some life. Which, if I lose from that, so be it. It's what happens when you play a new deck every day. Put the counter on the Academic since it flies. Discard, draw a card. Alright, let's see if that does something. We at least just don't get Crater Hoofed here. It's kind of all we were hoping for. Just prevent the hoof as long as we could. Alright. And it wasn't an Ouroboros, so life could be worse, I guess? Alright, and a Bushwhack, so there's a good chance we're losing something next turn. Understood. Opponent is only at 12, though. So if we attack with everything, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, possibly 9, 10. If we want it to be. And we know they already drew the Bushwhack. Yeah, we just attack. Cool. I'm in. You know what? I'll take some Hardened Academics. Why not? Did that not pump it twice? Put that many +1/+1. Discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many. And, oh, it only puts 1 counter on it. I thought it put for each card. Uh-oh. Is this where we die? Sure. That could be a big mistake. Because I should have a blocker here, then I shouldn't have attacked with it. And I could have just played the Monument, right? So there's multiple things I could have done there. So this is pretty big. They might just level up to put extra counters on the Badger Mole Cub. And we would take 6. They already drew a card for the turn, so we're not worried about that. Nope. Everybody just going to attack? Nobody's going to attack. Wow. Okay. Fear of missing... we can't. We just have to attack with the Hardened Academic. God, that was such a bad attack last turn. Alright, opponent goes to 4. If I win this, this is just by sheer luck. Like, I do not deserve this. Ugin, what the hell? Alright, fine. You have an Ugin, I guess. Well, like I said, I deserve to lose this one, so I can't even be mad about it. Alright. Play a land. Play the Fear of Missing Out. Draw a card. It's a Mako. Whoop, 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 whoop. Alright. They're going to go to 8. There are some combinations where we could try... Well, not anymore. And they're playing Weathermakers. Alright, come on, man. 0 chance we win from here, right? And more Badger Moles for more mana, sure. I misplayed, and they've drawn all the cards they wanted here in the late game. So, like, yeah, we're just done. I do not believe I have an 8 damage play. Yeah, that's not going to cut it. All right, GG's. Okay. All right. It's not the hand you really want to start with, but it's not terrible either. But we'll see what happens. Earth and Ally. Boy, oh boy. Allies is actually... We played it in a video a couple of days ago, and it's actually showing out a little bit. It's done quite well. May? Sure. I don't know if I want to play Monument just yet. So let's attack. Discard the other Inti, I suppose. Hardened Academic. That's a rough choice. Opponent's not going to block. Alright, I'm just going to be mana efficient then. We'll take 2. I want to save the Get Lost for the thing that draws cards, or maybe in... Exactly, I was about to say, or maybe a Katara. You know, that feels like a better use of our mana. Okay. Ooh, am I priced into discarding a Cool But Rude? That's tough. It's probably correct, though. Alright. Because we can't let Katara sit. That's the scariest card by far. I'm going to draw a card. Oh, another fear of missing out. Gonna discard Mako. Do I want treasure? Let's make the opponent lose 3 life. This is getting tight enough that we can start forcing a block. Alright. So. Opponent's at 6. We potentially have a 5+ power attacker next turn, and we could play that. We take 4 this way, though, but it's worth it. Alright. Also shrinks the Earth and Ally. And now they have to really decide if they want to attack. I mean, they could have Aang and bounce something, I suppose. Erode. Sure, but they go to 4. So I'm game. Get that mountain. Sure. That gets them 2 life, though. No, it only got them 1. Oh, because they don't have Katara anymore. Never mind. Yeah, sure. Ooh. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go Hardened Academic. And hope to find a land to discard. Ooh, we don't have a sorcery in the yard, though. So let's get back... Inti? So go to 3. Get to put a counter on the Academic. If we attack, they have to... Oh, no, that's game. Yeah. We just make this. Yeah, that's it. They don't have any flyers. Alright, cool. Yeah, I think making the change on the lands was the right call with this deck, for sure. And honestly, this was good because I tested a bunch of other decks that were just really not working, so it was fun to land on this one that actually did what we wanted it to do. especially since I was battling some internet issues today. So this was kind of a fun one all around. I think the toughest thing is really deciding if you want 4 monuments. And we're playing 24 land, but realistically, if we didn't have the monuments, we could probably get away with 23, I think, if we had 1 less monument. But the monument's damn good. So, I mean, I'm not saying you just want to cut it outright. If we did, I would play another Grease Wrench Goblin, probably, just because it's another early thing that you can attack with. It's something you can get back with Helping Hand. And I have to admit, Helping Hand plus the Academic actually paid off a couple times. Just being able to remove something, get that extra +1, really did matter. I will say, though, if nothing else, the interactions in this deck are all good, right? Like, you're discarding and drawing to trigger the Cool But Rude. You're discarding to Fear of Missing Out. NT's actually digging for cards. The cards you have in your hand, you could discard to the Academics, so you could trigger the Cool But Rude or the Monument. So everything is kind of working together really well. And I like the fact that we have flyers, which is great. We did keep a couple of creature lands, so we do still have access to those. So yeah, overall, the deck is all right. Gangbusters? No, but it did have a winning record, and sometimes that's all you're looking for, right? If you're trying to play something different. And I think well, that's not true. I was going to say the only new cards you needed were the Cool But Rude, but this does also play the Hardened Academic. But that is showing up in other deck lists already. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave this list as it is over on Moxfield for y'all to download and check out. All the other lists we play over there, feel free to download those as well. But yeah, this one was fun. That's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.